Chosen one, someone prayed for you today, and I answered it. Not a general prayer, not a passing thought someone had in your direction. Someone who loves you sat before me and begged. That is the honest word for what they did. They came to me with everything they had, and they laid your name before me, and they would not let go until they felt something shift. They prayed with tears they did not plan to cry. They prayed past the point where praying felt comfortable and into the place where it felt urgent. They prayed for you the way people only pray when the person they are praying for matters to them at a level that goes beyond ordinary care. And I heard every single word of it. I want you to understand something before we go any further. You have been carrying the weight of this season as though you were the only one aware of it, as though you were fighting alone, as though the difficulty was visible only to you and invisible to everyone else around you. But there has been someone watching, someone who saw what you have been going through more clearly than you realized, someone who looked at your life and felt the weight of what you were carrying, and instead of looking away, they went to me on your behalf. Do not skip ahead in this message. What I have to tell you about what was prayed and what I released in response is something you need to receive in full. Stay here with me until the end, because the answer to that prayer is not just a past event. It is something that is still unfolding, and I need you to understand your part in receiving it completely. That person did not pray a small prayer. They prayed the kind of prayer that cost something. They brought me specific things about your life that they had been observing quietly. The struggle you have been in, the area where the weight has been heaviest, the thing you have been facing that you have not fully told anyone about because putting it into words to another person felt like more vulnerability than the situation allowed for. Somehow they knew anyway, not because you told them, because love pays attention in ways that go beyond what is said out loud. And what they saw in you broke something open in them that sent them straight to me. I want you to think for a moment about who that person might be, because they are real and they are in your life, and they have been standing in the gap for you in a way that you may not have been fully aware of. Sometimes the people who pray the hardest for us are not the ones we would expect. Sometimes it is someone who has been quietly watching from the edges of your life. Someone who has never said to your face how much they care, because they are not the kind of person who says things like that out loud. But in the place where I hear everything, they have been saying it constantly. That person loves you in a way that is rare, in a way that goes deeper than what you might have credited them with. And today, their love for you moved heaven on your behalf. Now, let me tell you what I did with what they brought me. When someone comes before me with that kind of love driving their prayer, I do not treat it lightly. That kind of intercession carries weight. It moves things. It reaches into places that ordinary prayer cannot always reach, because it is not driven by the person's own need. It is driven by love for someone else. And love-driven prayer is one of the most powerful forces in existence. I heard what they asked for on your behalf. I heard the specific things they named about your situation, and I answered, not in the vague sense of receiving the prayer, in the sense of acting on it, setting things in motion,
moving in the specific areas they brought before me with the specific interventions they were asking for. The answer is not still coming. It was released today. What you are going to start seeing in your life in the coming days is not coincidence. It is the answer to what was prayed. The shift in an area that has been stuck, the opening in a place that has been closed, the provision arriving through an unexpected channel, the clarity landing in a situation that has been foggy, the relief coming to a place that has been under pressure for too long. Those are not random good things happening. Those are the specific responses to a specific prayer that someone who loves you prayed for you today. I want to speak to something that might be happening in you right now as you hear this, a question forming about whether you deserve what was prayed for, whether the person praying for you knows the full picture, whether if they saw every part of what you have been through and every decision you have made and every way you have fallen short, they would still have prayed with that same urgency and that same love.
I want to answer that directly. They were not praying for a perfect version of you. They were praying for you, the actual you, with all of it included. And the love that drove their prayer was not conditional on your deserving it. That is what made it powerful. Conditional love produces cautious prayers. Unconditional love produces the kind of prayer that shakes heaven. What was prayed for you today was the unconditional kind, and it was answered with the same completeness that it was offered. I want to tell you something about the person who prayed for you that I think you need to hear. They have been carrying you in their heart through this entire season, not just in the moments when your struggle was visible, through the ordinary days too, through the days when you seemed fine on the outside and nobody would have known anything was difficult. They knew. Not because you told them, but because when you love someone the way they love you, you feel what they carry, even when they are not saying anything about it. There have been nights when they could not sleep because of what they were sensing about your life. Nights when they lay awake and your name kept coming back to them and they did not know what to do with it except bring it to me again. And so they did, night after night, quietly, without telling you, without making it about themselves or about what they were doing on your behalf, just faithfully standing in the gap between where you are and where they believed you were meant to be. That faithfulness matters. It moved things, and I need you to receive what it moved with the full weight of what it cost to move it. But here is what I also need to say. The fact that someone prayed for you and I answered does not mean your part is simply to passively receive. The answer I released creates an opening, and openings require you to move through them. The provision that is coming requires you to be positioned to receive it. The door that is opening requires you to walk through it. The shift that is happening in the spiritual atmosphere of your life requires you to align with it by believing it is real. You have a role in what was prayed for you, not to earn it, to receive it actively, with open hands and an expectation that what was asked for has been answered, because it has. And the person who prayed for you did not go through what they went through for you to receive what they asked for halfway.
Receive it fully. That is the honor you can give to what they did. Let me talk about what specifically was released in response to that prayer. I am not going to speak in generalities here, because what was asked was not general, and what I answered was not general. In the area of your life where the need has been most pressing, movement was released. The thing that has been sitting still has been given a push from a direction you did not create and cannot take credit for. You are going to see evidence of it in ways that will feel like the ground shifting under what was previously immovable. Do not explain it away. Do not minimize it. Receive it as what it is. In the area of your relationships, something was loosened. A tension that has been sitting in a specific connection in your life was addressed, not by your effort, by the prayer that was offered on your behalf. What felt permanently strained is going to begin finding its way back toward what it was supposed to be, not overnight and not without your participation, but the thing blocking it has been removed. In the area of your peace, something was restored. The anxiety that has been running underneath the surface of your days, the low hum of worry that has been present even when there was no acute reason for it, that was specifically named in the prayer that was brought before me, and I addressed it. Not by changing all the circumstances that were feeding it, but by releasing something into your spirit that the circumstances were not able to account for. A settled knowing that you are covered, that you are not navigating this alone, that the God who heard a prayer offered in love on your behalf is the same God who is with you in every moment of every day. That peace is yours now. It was released today. Let yourself feel it when it arrives, instead of questioning whether you deserve to feel it. Now I want to say something to you about the person who prayed for you that is important. At some point, you are going to know who it was. Maybe you already have a sense of it. Maybe it will become clear to you over the coming days through something they say or something you feel when you are around them. When you know, I want you to do something. Tell them what their prayer meant, not in a complicated way, in the simple, honest way of one person telling another that their love reached across the distance and made a difference.
That kind of acknowledgement does something in the person who receives it that is as significant as what the prayer did in you. It closes the circle, it honors what was given, and it deepens a connection that I placed in your life for reasons that go beyond what either of you can see right now. Do not let the moment pass when it comes. Tell them. There is something else I want to address. Some of you are watching this, and the question is forming about why someone else had to pray for your blessing. Why the answer came through another person's intercession rather than through your own prayer. Whether there is something about your own prayers that is insufficient. Whether the gap between your prayers and the answered ones is a reflection of something lacking in you. Let me correct that completely. The way I work through relationship is not a commentary on the inadequacy of individuals. It is a reflection of the design. I created people for community, for carrying each other, for standing in the gap for one another. When someone prays for you, it is not because your prayers are too weak to reach me. It is because I wove your life into theirs for this exact purpose, so that in the moments when you are too depleted to pray with full strength, they are the ones who are strong. And in the moments when they are depleted, you are the ones who pray for them. That is not weakness. That is the design working exactly the way it was meant to work. You have been carried today by someone who loves you, and I want you to carry that truth with you past this moment and into everything that follows. You are not alone. You have never been alone. And today was evidence of that in a way that is specific and undeniable. The blessing they asked for on your behalf is real. It was delivered, and it is going to continue unfolding in your life in the days ahead in ways that will confirm what was released today. Stay open, stay expectant, and when the evidence comes, do not minimize it or explain it away.
Let it be what it is, the answer to a love-driven prayer offered by someone who refused to stop fighting for you, even when fighting was hard. You are worth fighting for. That person knew it. I confirmed it, and now you need to believe it too. Find the person who came to your mind while you were listening to this and tell them you are grateful for them today. You do not have to explain why, just let them know they matter to you. That one act of love returned is going to mean to them more than you know.